I think I know it, and I'm gonna do my best to get as much of this in one take. All right, straight up. Welcome to the He's a Know-It-All podcast. My name is Marcco and I'm your host. If this is your first time seeing me here on YouTube, I am a lifestyle vlogger. I actually run my own personal channel. It is called Marcco. You can simply type in at Marcco and it'll come right up here on YouTube. I release my lifestyle vlogs, makeup, and music content as well. But here on the DaVinci 3 network, I actually host the He's a Know-It-All podcast, which is my segment to sit down and talk about some of anything under the sun. Also bring on guest stars and we talk about things, have natural, real conversations, and we bring you all into that as well. Don't forget that this channel also offers behind the scenes where, of course, I give my masterclass on everything multimedia and technology based. So pretty much what I'm doing with the channel or what is going on in the behind the scenes, that is where you will see all of those things. Starting out season 1, of course, it was soundtrack time lapses as I put together the individual soundtracks that I release each week. That way you all actually get to see that process happening. I'm going to continue doing that, and I actually have some other things in the work that I have not yet announced. And today is not that day to announce those things, but I just wanted to let you all know what else is going on. Also, music is a very big part of this channel. Like I just said, I release music every week, individual soundtracks, and at the end of each season, I release an album or a project, a body of work. It might not be more than 5 to 10 songs, but it'll be a body of work. The first one that I started out with, I believe, was mainly old songs that I had on my computer. And I went back, I made some tweaks, I made some changes, and I went ahead and put that out at the first of the year. By the time you are seeing this video, the second album, Family Ties, is officially out. It has been out for months, or actually on this channel for about a month, excuse me. I did actually find more music on my computer, and I decided to use that to put that final project together, so I did that. But at the end of season 2, this new project will be a completely new body of work. I already have the first song to date right now. I already have the first song done and ready. I think I'm going to add in about 5 or 6 more songs, and we're just going to see how it goes. I'm playing with a few different styles and things of that nature, but these instrumentals are going to tell a further story. So with that being said, you all know who I am. You all know what's going on this channel so far before anything new starts to happen. And today is going to be a rather emotional video. If I have not already done so, let me give us some time to just cue that intro. So welcome back. Of course, this is season 2, more than likely episode 3. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back for this next season. I actually have been putting off filming this episode. Something in my spirit just told me to wait, and it's crazy how things have happened. Of course, you all are not seeing this until the middle towards the end of April. Of course, things right now are happening for me at the end of March. So I'm still ahead. And things are still, at least the business-wise, is still going good. So one other thing I did fail to mention, don't forget that this channel, the DaVinci 3 network, is indeed brought to you by DaVinci 3 Multimedia Group, which presents multimedia for all. Okay? So boom, gotta go ahead and get my branding all out there. This is how I market myself, tie everything else in together. You already know the vibes. But today I wanted to kind of come at you all in a raw nature for this episode to kind of share some things that I'm personally going through. Usually I would do this on my personal channel, and to be completely honest, I am going to be posting this video on my personal channel so everyone from both audiences will get a chance to see this. I'm more than likely not going to add anything different to one versus the other. It might just be one video and let it be what it is. But if you are subscribed to my personal channel, you would have already seen this video come out here in the end of March, as opposed to only being subscribed here on the business channel where you're now seeing this in April. So like I said, I'm just gonna kind of get into a couple things. I have some things on my heart, and that is what today is gonna be about. Okay, so today is Thursday, March 21st of 2024. And yesterday, very briefly, I kind of want to go into this. I don't want to spend too much time. I kind of don't want to get too emotional here. But I'm kind of just going to share what happened first, and then we're going to take a trip down memory lane. So yesterday, of course, I ended up getting a phone call from the hospital in Jacksonville. For those of you who don't know, which is the majority of you, I was not raised by my mother. I was raised by my father here in Atlanta. And I still keep in contact with my father more so than my mother, because our relationship, you know, we never really had that close of a relationship. And this is something that I definitely will be delving into very soon. I just am not sure when or how I want to do it. I did know that I wanted to start by, now that this was happening, I kind of wanted to just go ahead and share my feelings here in a space that was, I like how this looks like a bun on camera. Anyways, it's not, it's a bow. But I wanted to be able to get on here and kind of express myself and share my feelings and some recollections and some things that I'm feeling, and talk about grief and what for me that looks like. I know that this is going to be a very raw, emotional video. I understand that this is not meant for everyone. I understand that this might come off depressive. But if I could be completely honest, it is not about me being strong in the time of loss. It's not about any glorification. It's not about any of that. I say this time and time again on both of these channels. Life is about wisdom. You're going to go through things, and when you go through things and you learn lessons, you're meant to turn around and teach those who come behind you those lessons that you learned. That is all life is about. And so for me, in this very tumultuous time, I just feel the need to be an encouragement. So without getting into too many details, but still setting the scene, last night I received a phone call. I was out running some errands with a friend of mine, and it led me on one side of town. I ended up getting a call from the doctors in Jacksonville. I already knew that things were not favorable. I knew that it was a matter of time. I knew that I had to prepare myself. This is also, as you will hear me say, in the books that I'm writing, in the podcasts, here in YouTube videos, between the channels. Anytime I really talk about this parent, this is not the parent that raised me, if that makes sense. This is not the parent who I really had a relationship with, but just because there was a disconnect there does not mean that I don't feel anything. Last night I got a phone call. It was right at about 7:55 from the doctors saying that they had been trying to perform CPR on my mom. They had admitted her. She had went into cardiac arrest. They had been trying to resuscitate her. They called me to ask me if they wanted me to continue resuscitation, and I said yes, do everything you can. Unfortunately, last night, about 15 minutes in of trying, my mother did not make it. And of course, as the news broke and I released the news to family and friends, close people to me, I thank God that my father and my first best friend, Simone, from childhood, were on the phone when I was actually calling them to tell them what was going on. And by the time the two of them got on the phone and I merged everyone in, the doctors called back to tell me that they weren't able to resuscitate her. So I was rallied. My friends, my family, the people that I care about the most, I feel rallied around me last night and gave me that support that I needed. So although I am wearing a very brave face, I do have very adverse feelings about this time because of my childhood and how I was brought up and the lack of a relationship. I don't necessarily have the same reaction that, let's say, my family who knew her, lived down the street from her, talked to her every day, might have. And I cannot discount anyone else's feelings about the matter, because although she was my mother, before she was a mother to my little brother, she was my mother first, and I've always felt like out of everybody, I've had the least amount of time, effort, or relationship. But at the same time, it's not even about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about quantifying or qualifying anything. You know what I'm saying? In this time, it's just about rallying around the people that need the love and the support the most. It's about keeping your head up. It's about, and I'm not only speaking to you all, but I'm really more so saying it out loud to myself. In this time, you keep your head up, you keep going. You press those emotions, those feelings into your art. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people will look at me and feel like I'm crazy because not even a full 24 hours after my mother has passed, in the care of 15 doctors. There were 15 doctors in the room. You know what I'm saying? There was literally nothing else that could have been done, especially given the amount of fluid around her heart. But I just felt the need to get up and be productive. I put this face on today. I feel very gorgeous. I feel gorgeous even though I'm kind of in a rocky place. I don't know how I should feel. I feel bad that I don't feel the way I should feel, but no one is pressuring me to do anything, and I won't allow it even if they did. As an adult, I make my decisions. I make the plans. I decide what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do that. And in this time, for me, what grief looks like, or what grief is going to look like until, I don't have any other way to channel it, I'm going to be getting back into my art. For real, I have a reason. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason why I named this look Mom's Favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Mom's favorite smoky eye. It's not even really a smoky eye, but Mom's favorite. Like, it doesn't matter what makeup look I have on. I'm Mom's favorite, period. And there's no competition. Love you, little brother. Patrick, I love you to pieces, and you will be watching this one day. And when you do watch this, I'm glad to have you home. I will be able to say that on video, and I will be saying that to your face when you get home. But I'm Mom's favorite, period. Not just because I'm the oldest and the most estranged, but I just thank God for the time I did have, for the lessons I did learn. I do know what I want to give to my children, what type of parent I want to be, and I've learned that from both parents, through the good, through the bad, through the indifference. So I honestly did not intend on getting on and going so hard on Marcco's motivations today, but I guess that's kind of where this is going. That was pretty much the gist of what I wanted to say about that situation. Before I do, however, pretty much bring this video to a close, I do want to leave you all with a few tips that I have picked up over the years. Now, in my life, I have lost two close family members. My grandmother 14 years ago when I was 14, in the 8th grade. We lost her December 21st at 11 p.m. 2009. And it was tough. As I was explaining to my dad, I was very sheltered. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't get the details, the inner workings. I was not involved, and I thank God for that to an extent, because I was a child. Now, as an adult, I feel lost, because even though this wasn't the parent that I knew in and out, like I know the other, this was still my parent. And there are still certain decisions, certain things that have to be done, certain moves that have to be made that fall on my shoulders. And now I am actively choosing to find ways to properly channel my feelings. This is one of them. Getting on and just talking about it, talking to my friends about it, talking to my therapist about it, even though I'm about to end my therapy, because we actually have been making great strides. I've gotten literally everything out of therapy that I've wanted, so full circle moment. And the craziest part is this situation, my mom passing, was literally the last thing last concern that I mentioned in therapy. everything else either changed or happened, or what needed to happen happened. My relationship with my father got better. My employment is still going. I'm learning how to work around, certain things or influences or people or narratives or rhetorics or whatever. I'm still learning how to give myself those pats on the back. I've gotten out of my comfort zone. I've started dating and putting myself out there, and everything that I had a concern about, there have been changes too. And when it comes to my mother, the one thing that I really just wanted to know was that I was going to be okay when all was said and done. And because that is my life story, I knew I was going to be fine. And so, yes, for me, I know there's going to be family watching this one day, especially a month after, and looking at me like, yeah, the day after he had his makeup done, he was posting pictures, he was this, he was that. Yes, because my mother already explicitly told me, do not sit around crying for me. You get what I'm saying? And this is a bit of a TMI moment, but the harshest reality that no one else will ever get, because they weren't told directly by her, but she had already been waiting for years to be done, to expire. And so now that it has finally come, it is not a surprise. Now it is the time to close ranks, get things done. So like I said, over the years, between my grandmother and now my mother, things that I've done to kind of help me deal with my stages of grief. I pray, I meditate, I talk to God. It's not always traditional. Sometimes I just talk out loud and people think I'm talking to myself, and I say, yeah, I'm talking to myself, girl. The girls that get it. The girls that don't, they just won't. But I can say that over time, I have found that giving myself that time to clear my head, clear my space, clean my space, clear my head, it really helps. Praying, keeping everything connected, it really has helped me. Another thing has been therapy, talking about my feelings to the friends that'll listen, putting myself in spaces that are conducive to positive energy, atmosphere. I use music more than anything to influence my emotions. I will listen if I'm not feeling it and I want to be feeling it. I'll throw me on a good song with a good beat and kind of uplift myself. Or if it's something that I know I just got to go through, I'll put on something slow, or I'll slow a song down, or whatever, and do what I have to do to be okay. At the end of the day, my affirmations have been working. I am blessed, I am black, I am beautiful. One, I'm going to be more than okay. You get what I'm saying? If God don't do it, it won't get done. God, I'm trusting you more than anything. God, I'm right here. When you move, we move, period. You get what I'm saying? You have to find that common ground. You have to find those things that will motivate you to keep you going. So I really just wanted to share that little nugget. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this is a rather sore topic. It's a very sad one. At the same time, that is not how this narrative has to go. I don't have to sit in a room and soak. And when that time comes, when it is time for me to sit around and soak, baby, I won't be on camera. All of my work will be pre-recorded, loaded, and done. And I will give myself that time when I am ready to give myself that time in a healthy way. But for me, I know that just because I lost my parent does not mean that I'm going to go out here and lose my mind. We're going to do things how she would have wanted it, meaning keeping it decent and in order, because she knew that my father raised a strong man, period. So to God be the glory. I thank God for the fact that she did transition with a smile on her face. She looked more like herself. She looked happy, at peace. And that is what all of my family members down there said that went and actually saw her. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Before I go, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am more than likely going to decide next steps, like I said, take some time and decide what needs to happen for the family. And I will keep you all in the loop if there's anything I need to keep you all in the loop on, both on my personal channel and on the business channel as well. Thank you for your support over this time. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your patience as well, because I will be taking a break. And just thank you for coming back. Before we get out of here, a little bonus for us for this episode. I know I don't usually do this, but a little bonus for this episode, I am going to add on, or my plan is to download and add on an extended clip, extended clips, extended cut of my reunion when because like I said, I was the estranged son. My father moved me away and we lived a completely different lifestyle. I was very sheltered, but when I connected with my mother right after high school, that was right after high school. A few years later was the time that I actually made an effort to go down there. And it was because of my ex at the time, who I really don't want to talk about. And I'm gonna do my best to cut him out of said clips. But I am going to do my best to add in the clips of my reunion with my mother from that time that I went down to Florida to see everyone, and I got a chance to sit down with her and catch up with her, smoke with her, and kind of just put eyes on her. So again, thank you for your love and your support, you all, and until next time, bye guys.